XYZ's supply chain function. Katie O'Connor, Camille Molini, Emily Mogaro, Andrew Moran, Sean Monahan. Supply chain process frameworks. Score. Plan, source, make, deliver, return, enable. The importance of SCORE. Each step in this process is critical for understanding how the product travels along the supply chain. Plan. Determine business rules that improve and measure supply chain efficiency. Source. Process the procured goods and services to meet planned and actual demand. Make. Transform product into finished state to meet planned or actual demand. Deliver. Provide finished goods and services. Return. Returning or receiving returned goods. Enable. Manage relationships, performance, and information for a supply chain. Why we won't use third-party logistics. Problems outweigh the benefits. Dependability. Problems arise when external companies don't reach expectations of the other. Less flexibility when outsourcing to other companies. Quality control can be easier to manage when products are produced in-house. The increased quantity of lawn care equipment will lead to a larger consumer base and increased consumer loyalty. Single sourcing versus multiple sourcing. Single. High indirect costs. Single supplier. Risky. Multiple. Low indirect costs. Competitive bidding. Inflexible. What we will use. Single sourcing. Why? Potential lower costs, increased cooperation, increased communication and supply relationship, and less competition compared to multiple sourcing. Procurement portfolio approach. This model is used by managers to classify corporate purchases in terms of importance and supply complexity. The goal is to minimize supply vulnerability and to get the most out of the purchasing power. Some products in company XYZ are sourced from other manufacturers which could be located overseas. This makes the importance high. Should be reviewed and updated on a regular basis. Supplier development. Aggressive procurement involvement not typically a part of supplier selection. Company XYZ needs to consistently work/communicate with independent retailers, landscape companies, and U.S. homeowners. The new location also distributes to northeastern U.S., meaning it is significant. XYZ keeps in touch with them for selling purposes, used to gain competitive advantage in the supply company chain. Global sourcing. The act of buying components or inputs from elsewhere in the world. Most of XYZ's lawn and garden seedings will be sourced from overseas because most American crops come from overseas. Tools will be manufactured in the United States but will be imported from overseas. Sustainability, procurement, and social responsibility. Integration of social and environmental considerations. Since XYZ is a lawn and garden retailer, environmental safety and caring is one of our main concerns. The actions we've taken is to create all compostable packaging and overall a greener product. XYZ has also taken action to supply electricity sourced by solar panels to over 70% of all manufacturing machinery. Investment recovery. Outlines how to identify, reuse, sell, or dispose of surplus supplies. It can generate significant revenue and create cost savings. It is important with XYZ to utilize the supplies to the fullest so that the most amount of revenue can be generated. By paying close attention to cost savings, the environmentally friendly aspect of XYZ can really show. By utilizing the supplies to the fullest, the customer satisfaction will increase and customer loyalty will continue to thrive. Fixed order quantity and lean JIT. A method that only allows for a specific amount of given item to be ordered at one time. This is used to conserve storage space and save money that can be utilized elsewhere. JIT is a method of inventory that brings materials into the production process just in time to be used. Since the crops are imported from overseas and shipped here to be manufactured, it is important to order only what is necessary to save money for further use. Pay close attention to inventory. Revenue for XYZ will continue to grow and customers will continue to be satisfied. Vendor managed inventory. problems. Inadequate data sharing between relevant parties. Adoption may result in error. Will not produce immediate benefits. This method requires a lot of trust on distributors and retailers. Some manufacturers abuse the system and push inventories that are not needed.